Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a deep dive on the Green Bay Packers. They've got Aaron Rodgers back, but is that enough? Thanks for watching the video and please consider subscribing. Also, liking the video really helps out a lot. Let's get into it. So the Green Bay Packers are known as one of the pillar franchises in the league. A rich history of Hall of Fame coaches and quarterbacks, as well as championships. They're the one team in the NFL that for the last 30 plus years has had a top 5 quarterback every single year. However, they only have 2 Super Bowls in that time to show for it. Why haven't they been able to do more? I think Mike McCarthy was a big factor that led to them being unsuccessful with Aaron Rodgers so far. Now, unsuccessful to the Packers would be a dream to many franchises. They've made multiple trips to the NFC Championship. Aaron Rodgers is 11-10 in the playoffs in his career. Most teams in the NFL don't have 11 playoff wins in that time span. But I want to figure out why they haven't won more Super Bowls or at least made more appearances. Let's look at a couple of the years they made it to the NFC Championship and figure out what went wrong. Then look forward to this upcoming season. The first game we'll start with is the 2014 playoff game versus the Seahawks. The Packers dominated the first 3 quarters. The Seahawks had to resort to a fake field goal to get their first touchdown after being down 19-0. And in the fourth quarter, the Packers, still up 19-7, couldn't run out the clock as Eddie Lacy ran 3 times in a row for 0 yards. They punted, the Seahawks scored a touchdown, then they were able to recover a miracle onside kick. They marched down the field with Marshawn Lynch scoring a 24-yard touchdown, then they converted the 2-point conversion to go up 3. Yes, Aaron Rodgers got the Packers to overtime by getting them in field goal range, but they never saw the ball in overtime as the Seahawks continued their momentum and got a first drive touchdown. They made it back to the NFC Championship game in 2016, 2019, and in the 2020 playoffs. 2016, they got blown out by the Falcons. 2019, they got dominated in time of possession by the 49ers in the Shanahan run game. Rodgers threw 2 interceptions and they were down 27-0 until the second half. And in the 2020 game versus the Tom Brady-led Bucs, they trailed the whole game but kept it close throughout. They gave up 31 points, which is not usually a recipe for winning big games. I think the mantra that rings true with this franchise is that defense wins championships. Their last Super Bowl victory in 2011, the defense was the second-ranked scoring defense in the entire league. Since then, they've been outside the top 10 with multiple dips into the 20s, except for in 2019 when they were 9th. That was good enough for another trip to the NFC Championship, but not an appearance in the Super Bowl. This team is proof that a quarterback can lead you through the regular season, but can't win you a Super Bowl on their own. So with all that said, let's look forward to the 2022 season and what the Packers have in store. The biggest free agency moves for the Packers involved letting Zadarius Smith walk to their rival and trading away Devontae Adams to the Raiders. Beyond those 2 huge losses, they brought in Sammy Watkins and re-signed Rasul Douglas and Robert Tonyan. Many people didn't like the Packers draft, but I think they did exactly what they needed to do. They got 2 defensive starters, and Quay Walker has Pro Bowl upside for sure. Then they drafted a super high-ceiling wide receiver in the second round with Christian Watson. The kid is a huge target with good hands and speed. If Rodgers has shown us anything, it's that he can turn no-name wide receiver cores into the best position group in the NFC. I believe this offense will keep on chugging along. But what will the defense look like? They'll always stand a chance because of Rodgers' ability to take care of the ball. He's rarely put in the defense in short field situations. This team, even with its poor overall defensive rankings, has consistently been in the top 10 and even the top 3 in takeaway versus giveaway ratio stat. That alone wins you a lot of games, especially during the regular season. I think this team will coast into the playoffs on the NFC side, potentially winning their division and getting to host at least one playoff game. But once you're there, what happens? Last year, it appears the biggest defensive struggle was third down defense. Their opponents averaged a 43% conversion rate on third down, which was 23rd in the league last season. To me, that can mean a couple things. Either they were giving up too much yardage on first and second down, or their play calling on third down defense was poor. Joe Barry is still the defensive coordinator, so I don't expect the play calling to change much. So let's focus on first and second down. On first and second down is when teams are most likely to run the ball. The Packers' rushing defense has ranked 21st or worse in 5 of the past 7 years. For a team with a high-powered offense, you'd expect that teams would be forced to throw more, and that alone would cause their rush defense to look better. However, teams know they can run the ball down the Packers' throat and do it more so because they want to keep Rodgers off the field. So last year they were 11th in overall rush yards allowed, but 30th in the league in yards per attempt. If a team gets a lead on the Packers, which is more likely to happen in the playoffs, they can just run out the entire second half in a couple drives, keeping Green Bay's best weapon off the field. So, the biggest secret to the Packers to win it all this year, in my opinion, will be can they stop the run. They added 2 first-round picks that should help in this area, but that's really all to mention. If they can rank in the top 10 in total rushing yards allowed, but more importantly in the top 15 in yards per attempt, I think the Packers may get to the NFC Championship with a real shot at getting back to the Super Bowl. The Rams and Bucs will be their biggest obstacle, and both of those teams have strong rushing attacks. Best of luck to the Cheeseheads. So that's going to do it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. If you made it this far, I hope you'll consider subscribing and please like the video. It'll help out a lot. I'll see y'all next time.